For a long time, there was this default belief that permeated the country, this idea that it's the Martin Luther King quote, the, moral arc of history is long, but it bends towards justice. I'm paraphrasing there. It's something like that. But you get it. The idea is like, yeah, man, like we're always getting gradually better and better over time, bringing more rights and more freedoms to people. And it takes a long time, but we always move in the right direction. That's the idea. And for a long time, I think we all sort of believed that. I certainly did. I don't believe that anymore. I just don't. I think it's much more of like the chaos approach is much more accurate. Sometimes things get better. Oftentimes they get way, way worse. Right? And we saw like Roe v. Wade, for example. That was the Supreme Court literally taking away established rights. And then the red states went wild with their anti-abortion legislation. Just one insane bill after another, horror story after horror story. A woman whose health was in danger, but they wouldn't approve an abortion because they thought, well, your life is not literally in danger. Like you're not bleeding out on the table, so we can't give you an abortion. Rape victims who hit a brick wall and just horrible, horrible, horrible. Well, now I have another example of the moral arc of history not bending towards justice. Look at this. Arizona GOP advances bill legalizing killing undocumented migrants on suspicion of trespassing. Trespassing. Okay. Why don't you throw jaywalking in there for good measure? Assassination for jaywalking. What are we talking about here? This is like full dehumanization mode. Okay. Let's go to the specifics. Arizona Republicans are advancing a bill that would allow people to legally kill someone accused of attempting to trespass or actively trespassing on their property. The legislation, which is expected to be vetoed if it reaches the state's Democratic governor, would legalize the murder of undocumented immigrants who often have to cross ranches that sit on the state's border with Mexico. So let's be clear what this bill is. It is just legalizing murder. Because in these scenarios that they know exist and that they're describing and that they're addressing with this bill, they're saying there's no nefarious nature to this. There's no malintent. There's no maliciousness. They're not on the property to try to do some sort of grand larceny. No, they're just crossing from one place to another so that they can get to work. And they're saying, well, if they're on your property, it should be legal for you to kill them. Even if they're just walking to work. I don't know about you guys. I've done it a million times in my life. Crossing somebody's lawn, walking over their property, right? You're going for a walk and the sidewalk runs out and you got to walk across somebody's yard or whatever the hell it is. In this world, if that happens and you're an undocumented immigrant, they could legally kill you. The extremism is so far above and beyond what anybody thought we would get to. State Representative Justin Heap said the bill is intended to close a loophole by which migrants have moved within the U.S. So again, it's like, oh, undocumented immigration, just legalize murdering them. I don't know, man. I think that is, that punishment doesn't really fit the crime. It just doesn't. George Allen Kelly, an Arizona rancher, was accused of killing a migrant, Gabriel Quinn Witemia, walking through his 170-acre property last year, per the Arizona Republic. His trial is set for March 21st, per the AP. Premises is defined in the bill to mean any property or structure occupied or not. Arizona law already allows the use of deadly force against home intruders if deemed necessary for protection. So in other words, if they were trying to rob you. The bill expands the existing doctrine from a home intrusion to a home or property intrusion. This is what they're focused on. This is what they're focused on. This is what we've come to in 2024 America. We're going to get to a story in a little bit too. New polling data out on the most important issues to people. I don't know, man. We've lost our goddamn minds. The fact that this is even floated as an idea, never mind advancing to have a real vote. How do you respond to that? It reminds me of that old tweet. What did it say? Like, I don't know how to explain to you that other human beings should matter to you, right? Like, I don't know how to get that through to you. I don't know how to get that through to you. But this is full, like, dehumanization. They don't count as people. Light them up and let it be legal, right? It's like that. Remember that protest bill that came out in Florida where they said they were responding to the George Floyd protests and they were saying, let's flip the burden of proof when it comes to a car running over a protester. Remember that? They were like, yeah, it's legal If a protester's in your way, it's illegal. Just barrel over them. What are we doing here? What are we doing? This is deeply authoritarian. And this punishment does not fit the crime at all. But here we are. Hey, y'all, do me a favor and like and subscribe. It helps out big time in the algorithm. Click the bell as well for notifications when videos drop. And watch that video on screen right now. You know you want to.